I humbly welcome you to Hour of Awakening and Empowerment. Today is the 14th of November 2019, suggesting that we are in the middle of November. Wow, the year is almost ended. So I once again welcome you to this program. It's brought to you by Theory Mission International, the Church for Spiritual Empowerment. We come here just for one purpose, to awaken the spiritual giant in ourselves, or to know the purpose why we are here on earth, our purpose on earth. So today, the topic is a little more adventure. Wow, a little more adventure. Ethereans and their wonderful topics. And the speaker for today is Sister Philippa Arthur. I'm sure she has been on the program, and most of us know her to be a lover of music. As a woman, she has a very beautiful tune to be played for her. So relax and enjoy this tune.
Father, Mother God, lift my vision beyond duality and seeming opposites to that sacred vision of your one and indivisible self. O God, grant me the blessed vision that sees only your divine presence in and through all of life. You are the only power without opposite. There is nothing else besides you. You encompass the earth, the solar and other starry systems and galaxies. You alone are God. To you I surrender always, and from you I draw my power. So now, my spirit rises with the spirit of life, and the sound of my voice echoes in the hearts of all men.
All are
This is just beautiful, amazing. I was seeing our sister in the spirit, raising her hands and enjoying the music. I'm wondering what others were also doing. I was also shaking my head here and there. Okay, so good evening, Philippa.
Evening, Dorcas.
How are you doing?
I feel good and alive. Yes.
You are really in the spirit.
I mean, when you come to the understanding that all of life works for your highest good, then you have no option but to bask in the beauty of life and the goodness of life. And that is exactly how I'm feeling right now.
Beautiful. What is the motivation for this particular topic or this song?
Well, the motivation is just that life is an adventure, a daring adventure or nothing at all. I mean, to see that all of life works for your highest good is an adventure in itself. But how many of us are living up to and experiencing this adventure of life? So then I just decided that, well, let's bring the minds of our lovely audience and listeners to a little more adventure in our physical experiences. Yes, so that's the motivation.
Beautiful. Can you tell us the exact word in the song?
All of life works for your highest good. All of life works. And every life form, all of life forms are a reflection of God. So everything in life is a reflection of God. Everything reflects are the rays of God. So basically that's the song. That foresee the good and the divine that you are. See the good and the divine that life is. And that is what Ethereum Mission has been preaching and teaching for several years. That seeing the good in yourself and seeing the good in one another. Hence, we are even here on this platform, Akonto4 Radio. So basically, everything, the song sums up what Ethereum Mission is. It sums up the vision for this platform, Akonto4 Radio. And moving forward, maybe you would want to adopt it as one of your, sign-in songs before we start the program. Yes.
Over to you as you take us through a little more adventure.
Hello, lovely viewers and listeners of Akonto4 Radio. We welcome you to yet another powerful day of Hour of Awakening and Empowerment with Ethereum Mission International. Ethereum Mission is a church for spiritual empowerment, which vision is to see a world or a unified world where everyone is a catalyst that is activating, promoting the innate good in one another. Can you imagine the world where the good that you are is promoting the good that I am, and the good that I am is promoting the good that you are? Such is the world Ethereum Mission seeks to create. And the beautiful thing is that we seek to create this world with you. That is why we come your way this and every Tuesday and Thursday on this wonderful platform to empower ourselves spiritually to begin to see and become the best that we were meant to be. Ethereum Mission is in Ghana, located on the General Ankara Highway next to the Guel filling station at Sakaman in Accra. And our phone numbers are 0264 177 633 and 0548-177-633. By God's grace, we are also in Takoradi. We have a Takoradi branch, and our Takoradi branch is located on the Davis Street, in the Anaji Estates. And if you are from Takoradi and you want to worship with us, the telephone number to call is 0561-166-330. 0561-166-330. And if you're in Kumasi, you are not left out. You're welcome to fellowship with us at the Deva Court Hotel behind Dr. Badu in Adiambra. And the contact number to reach in Kumasi is 0561-166-331. 0561-166-331. If you are in the UK, we have a branch at 58 Gorange Park Avenue in Mitcham, Surrey. And the postcode is CR42DG, and the phone number is 0208 646 6129. 0208 646 6129. Getting to the end of this teaching, I would drop the phone numbers again and how to reach us. I welcome you once again to the Hour of Empowerment with Ethereum Mission. Today, our teaching is a little more adventure. A little more adventure. Let's take ourselves back to when we were children, or when we were babies, or when we were growing up. Life was this amazing place of wonder. Life was a beautiful place. Our curiosity was high. We wanted to learn everything. We wanted to experience everything. But then we grew up, and then this life, this wonderful life, has become a world of fear. We are horrified. We feel tired about life. We feel tired of life. We feel overwhelmed. We don't know how to express ourselves in this space called life. But the truth is that life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in a society, this space where we have become normalized creatures. We want everything to be normal. Society wants you to live the normal life. Society doesn't want you to go beyond your current thinking, doesn't want to go beyond your current situation. So we find ourselves in a society full of normalized creatures. The question is, are you going to decide to be a normal creature in this space called life? Or you're going to take on the adventure of identifying that supreme being of God that you are here on earth. It is for this reason this topic, a little more adventure, comes to you. Ladies and brethren, we've grown up having a constant craving we've lost our craving for certainty. We are always craving for certainty. But the question is, did you know that you were going to be born? And do you even know when you are going to die? If you don't know this, then why are you craving to know? Why do you want to know something before you can move on, before you can take a leap? The truth is that the point of I don't know, when you get to that point where you don't know, it is actually the point where adventure begins. Adventure begins at the point of I don't know. Because at that point, you begin to experience what I call the real adventure, the real spiritual adventure, where you allow yourself to experience God. So, when you are at that point where you are craving for certainty, remember that you did not know that you were going to be created. You did not know when the sperm and the ovum came together to form you. You do not even know when you are going to exit this plane. At that point of I don't know, life happens. So allow yourself to experience the I don't know of life and let life happen fully as you. And this is what I call the real adventure. Some of us have also forgotten that all of life is God happening. All of life is God happening. That is why the song says, this song was produced by Brother Ishmael Tete as part of an entire album called The Reflections of God. And this powerful song seeks to tell us that all of life is God. Some of us have failed to realize that God is happening, so we become overwhelmed by life. We become overwhelmed by our loss of jobs. We have become overwhelmed by our failed relationships. We have become overwhelmed by life. Everything overwhelms us. The psychologists, some motivational speakers will tell you that when you're overwhelmed, it's time to go out and have a little adventure. The adventure they describe is going to a far-off place and experiencing nature, going on a trip alone, going to spend some time with yourself. They are right. But within this time of, going away, within this time of spending a little time with yourself, what are you actually spending time with? Or what exactly are you allowing to happen as your life? There are people who have had the adventures of flying off from mountains and doing other things that the world defines or society defines as an adventure, but still come back to their 9-to-5 job feeling overwhelmed. So then I ask myself, what then is the real adventure? Real adventure is spiritual adventure. Real adventure is spiritual adventure. So how does the dictionary define adventure? So the dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, defines adventure as an unusual and exciting or daring experience. An unusual, exciting or daring experience. I believe that some of us have gone through some unusual and daring experiences to experience a particular result. But then, maybe this was just an outward expression of our adventure. The truth is that the place where adventure lies is within. So until you've been able to connect within to the adventure that is going on and have a God you on the within, you may not fully express outwardly the inner adventure of life. So when you experience the inner adventure, you will be open to see immense possibilities and immense potentials. And that is what this teaching is going to take you through today, to experience that inner adventure, to come back to spiritual adventure, because that is what we are. We are spirits. We are spirits, and we took on a mental, emotional body, and we took on a physical body. So, real adventure must start from our spirits. And when our spirits is experiencing the adventure of a lifetime, our physical body, our mental body, and our emotional body will begin to experience real adventure. So, society talks about adventure, like I already mentioned, but it does not really speak about the true adventure we are to experience. So we need a little more adventure when it comes to our spirits, when it comes to our spiritual lives. When you open to yourself to this kind of adventure, you open yourself up to the huge and immense and vast potentialities of God. So, if you are spirit, then spirit is boundless. If you are spirit, spirit expresses. Spirit has no limitation. But unfortunately, like I mentioned, society has created a normalized system for us. So it has limited us to what our physical body can do. So you are beginning to see limitation in your physical body because you have not identified the boundlessness of your spirit, the expressiveness of your spirit. You have not begun to realize that your spirit, with or without form, is powerful. You have not begun to realize that it is your spirit that is seeking an experience in this outer space. In John 3 verse 18, it says that what? The wind blows wherever it pleases. You hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. And so is the nature of anyone born of the Spirit. So John 3:18 is telling us, giving us a description of what we are as spirits. And if you are created in the image and likeness of God, as Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 to 28 helps us understand, then you know that you are boundless. You know that you are the expressive image of God. You know that in God there are no limits. If the crab cannot give birth to the bird, then you know that God, who is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, cannot give birth to anything that is less of that. So you are a divine expression of God's omnipotence, omnipresence, and omniscience. Why then are you feeling like your life is lost? Why then are you feeling overwhelmed? You're feeling overwhelmed and you think that by going to sit by the poolside will help you forget that. Well, temporarily, yes. But you're feeling this way, we are feeling this way because you have not brought yourself to understand what the adventure that is happening within your spirit. Like I said earlier, every form, everything happening as pain, everything happening as disease, everything happening as incapability at this moment, your I don't know moment, the moment where you feel like all is lost and I don't know where to go, that moment is God happening. That is the adventure your spirit is going through. What you need to do is to understand this adventure that is happening and connect with the adventure, to open yourself up to the possibilities of that moment. So you do not have this opportunity of life just to come and play it small. Playing it small is not you. Normal is not you. They want you to live normal. It is not you. Spirit is abnormal. Spirit is beyond boundaries. Spirit has no, even though it's taking the form as you, is expressionless. It expresses. So begin to step into the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient Spirit of God. God created no junk, so you are no junk of God. You are not a creation, a junk creation. You are held in high esteem. So wake up and begin to experience the wonderment of life, the wonderful life adventure that is happening as you. So let's wake up to a little more adventure in our spirits. Today when you woke up, what did you notice? Did you notice the bad situation happening at home, so you started complaining? Or you looked into the sky and noticed the wonderful skies? Did you notice that green plant growing in your house? Did you notice the sun emerging? Did you notice it pouring, the rain pouring? Did you hear the sound of the rainfall? You see, that is the little adventure, and these are all spiritual adventures. The air is having an adventure. It's breathing you with an adventure for it. The rain is pouring. Oh, the waters are seeking to bring you to restoration. When you are thirsty and you drink that water, that is an adventure. The water is going through its adventure. Oh, when the rivers are going and meandering their way into the sea, that is an adventure. And the river wakes up or awakens itself to that experience. The river does not complain that, oh, I'm hitting rocks and I'm hitting stones. No. Do you know the pain the river goes through to do that? For all we know, it goes through some pain, but you don't hear it complaining. It does what it has to do. So must you be. You must be that spiritual being who seeks the adventure of life. All of life is beautiful for you. The moment of pain is beautiful for you. You are basking in it, and even people look at you and they're like, are you the one sick? Are you the one with this unemployment situation? Are you the one whom the doctor has said that you have only 2 days to live? Life is a beautiful adventure. Wake up and see the birds of the air chirping. They wake up chirping. They do not even know what they are going to eat, but they wake up chirping. You see, some of us have lost our power. We've lost our spiritual power to fake prophets and charlatans who come in the name of God. You see, we have lost that unusual touch with spirit, that magnificent touch with spirit, because we have shed off our power. So if you are spirit, then you are here in this physical experience to experience a spiritual adventure. You are here in this physical body to experience a spiritual adventure. So what is that? If your supreme nature is spirit, then you need to awaken to that. Don't shed your power to fake prophets who themselves have not seen the omnipotence of God. They themselves have not felt the omnipresence of God. They themselves have not felt the omniscience of God. And they tell you that there's a witch here, there's a wizard here in your house doing you, and you shed off your power. You become overwhelmed. Hey, darling, wake up to the adventure of God seeking to express as you. You are a huge force, a huge magnificence of wisdom. Love, the power of love indwells you. The power of creativity indwells you. The power of intelligence indwells you. Don't play it small. Don't play it small. So, if you are seeking to have a spiritual experience, what are some of the things we must do to have a spiritual experience? Or what can we do to have a spiritual experience? The moment anybody hurts you and you resolve to pay the person back, that is the usual. I mean, society is doing that. Society says that when someone hurts you, make sure you pay the person back. But the unusual daring nature of spirit, the spirit of love, is that when somebody hurts you, that is your opportunity to exercise your muscle of love. Brother Ishmael, my spiritual leader and guru, will say that the person who hurts you is your best friend. How are you using your best friend? Your best friend, in Galatians 5 to 22, verse 22 onwards, it says that the fruits of the Spirit are love, peace, sound mind, and it goes on and on. And you are here in this physical body, in this adventure of a physical body, to have a spiritual adventure by exercising your spiritual muscles of love. So when somebody hurts you, it's your opportunity to say, hey, it's my time to show love. And that is the only way you can create your soul. Today, people troop into churches and they say, find your enemies. They say, curse your enemies. And then we do that. That is the usual. That is no adventure. Anyone can do that. Anyone can say, oh, you take your soul, and anyone can say, oh, go to hell, devil. Anyone can do that. Anyone can clap their hands and make loud noise. But the true spiritual adventure is when you have come to the point of Jesus, when he said that, bless those who curse you. Do good to those who despitefully use you and persecute you. In Matthew 5, verse 43, permit me to read it. It says that you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends his rain on the just and the unjust. That is what I call adventure. Jesus, now Yeshua, whom the world now calls Jesus, came to live a life of adventure, spiritual adventure, where he says that I will be damned for the sake of righteousness. Today, there are pastors who know the truth. There are men of God, ministers of God, who know that you were created in the image and likeness of God. They know the truth that within you, God lies. But do they teach you that truth? No. They prefer to save their faces. They prefer members to have members in their churches, so they do not teach you the truth. Hey, you are not here to chicken out. You are here to stand tall as the goodness of God. So stand firm in your righteousness, and like Jesus, proclaim when you are binding your enemies, tell them that it is time to show love. Of what use is love then? Of what use is love if we are to curse? Love was meant to be shown. Love was meant to be expressed. Hence, we are here. We need a little more adventure in our spirits. True adventure with your spirit is when you are able to spend quality time identifying and knowing what you are as spirit. Knowing how you operate as spirit. We do not know this. We wake up concerned about what we'll eat, what will feed our physical bodies, what we'll wear, but we do not concern ourselves with what we are as spirit. We are not concerned with what we are, but we are concerned with what we will become. How will you know what you are? How will you become what you are not? Until you know what you are, only then will there be an opening to know what you will become. So stop seeking for what you become. People are entering churches and seeking certain miracles just so they know what they will become, but they do not know what they are now. The true adventure is when you tell yourself that I will find out my purpose. I will find out the real reason why I am here. And that whatever the challenge may be, I will stand true to that which I am. When you know who you are as spirit, you will know how to operate, how to deal with life. When you know that I am love, I am a love being, filled with care, filled with compassion, filled with service, then you can only do more of that. Because you know that you are not in this life for yourself, but you are in this life to teach. You are in this life to touch a soul. You are in this life to create your soul. And you create your soul by the impact of the souls you touch, or by the number or the quality of the souls you touch and raise. So if everybody is here in life thinking that life is just eating, mating, and pooing, you are here knowing that there's a reason why I am here. There's a purpose for which I must fulfill. There's a purpose for which I was brought here on earth. And until that purpose has outlived me, then and only then will it be my license to depart. So that is adventure. That is unusual. That nobody does. In this world, what should be abnormal to our spirit has become normal to our flesh. So we find ourselves doing and engaging in things that are normal to the flesh but abnormal to spirit. Ethereal Mission is the one place I know that will stand by the truth and teaches. That is why we are here today, listening to this life awakening message. Ethereal Mission is the only church that will say that I do not see a Muslim, we do not see Christians, we do not see Hindus. We see the oneness of life expressing us all as God, the varying forms of God, expressing the beauty in the variety of life. Ethereal Mission is the church that will say that God indwells you. That don't look outside of you for God, because you will never find God. But you look within you for God. That is truth. That is what I call an adventure, an unusual adventure of life. What are you standing for? What is the unusual, daring experience you are seeking to have? Master Yeshua taught us. Are we following the teachings of Yeshua? Bringing spiritual empowerment to life. Unfolding life. Going through life seamless as spirits. Not allowing anything outside, anything of our physical experience to define us, but awakening ourselves to become the very experiences of life, touching souls wherever we go. In Ethereal Mission, we do not bind so-called enemies. We awaken them. We bring them to life. We bless our so-called enemies. We don't believe that there's a God outside of you. We believe that God is life, God is nature, God is the elements, God is the everything you. We know God, so we do God. We are here on earth to do God. And that is your core mandate too. You are here on earth to do God. You are not here on earth to be stuck in your pain. You are not here in life to party and at the end of it have nothing. You are here in life to be God. Mostly when we talk about adventure, people make the statement that life is short. So if life is short, then you have to live life. And when they say live life, they mean life is short, so keep partying. Life is short, so chill and booze and do all the fun things. Yes, fun is a part of God, it is true. But of what use is your partying? Of what use is your fun if it does not promote life? Of what use is your adventure if it does not promote life? So when we begin to understand that true adventure starts from within us, true adventure starts from identifying our God good and making sure and asking ourselves, in what ways can this God good expand life? In what ways can this God good that I am promote life? In what ways can this God good that I am touch another soul? That is the real adventure. So indeed, life is short, but the impact you make within this short life is dependent on you. You have the choice to make. Jesus died at the age of 33, but his impact, the legacy of his life, lives on for more than 2,000 years. What is the life you are living? And what is the legacy you are leaving behind with the life you are living? So today, brethren, when I talk about a little more adventure, I am saying that they have told you that adventure is a certain way. Now begin to connect with your spirit, the adventure of your spirit. So the impact you seek to make in this short life can be long term or can be short term, or you can live this whole life, this whole short life, and not make any impact. Is that the life you want? Is that the legacy you want to leave behind? The Master Jesus, Yeshua, lived a short life, but his impact continues to live on for years. So what is the impact you are seeking to live for life? You are out there. You are out there, brethren. Normal does not describe you. You are an abnormal creation, created in the image and likeness of God. The fusion of a sperm in an ovum had to happen before you were formed. You are not normal. So get out of your normal life. Get out of your normal life of waking up and not knowing or not seeking to make any impact, not seeking to touch lives. Get out of the normal. Normal does not describe you. You are an abnormal creation of life. And when you begin to step into that abnormal, that describes your spirit, then you are experiencing the real adventure. So, in a nutshell, we are saying that to have a spiritual adventure, you must know who you are and live expressing who you are. That is adventure. To have a spiritual adventure, you must fall in love with yourself and with all of life. Your situation, your rape situation, does not describe you. It does not describe that mighty, powerful force that is within you. That creative being that stayed in the womb for 9 months. For 9 months, you stayed in your mother's womb. You trusted in life's process. Life brought you out. Life provided what you need even before you needed it. You are unique. Your broken marriage does not describe you. Your current unemployed situation does not describe you. It is an adventure. It is an adventure you are going through. It does not describe you. That adventure, when you close your eyes and begin to contemplate and say, life, God, I am at the point where I am stuck. I do not know. I have search for job and I cannot find. Oh, that Spirit of God that was from the very beginning the life of me. What are you seeking to teach me through this situation? Brethren, that situation will change. That situation will change. Your current situation will change. Because then you would be communicating with your spirit. You will be having the real spiritual adventure. Seeing all of life forms as a reflection of God is adventure. So seeing your pain, your pleasure, everything, the people around you as life forms or as reflections of God is adventure. Having the courage to be right, to stand firm in your righteousness in the midst of evil is adventure. Having the courage to be God in the midst of evil, having the courage to bless your enemy in the midst of evil is adventure. That is what I call true spiritual adventure. Touching and helping souls is the greatest adventure you can ever find. Touching and blessing souls, touching and helping souls is the greatest adventure you can ever have in this life. So don't play it small at all. You need a little, we all need that little adventure to go on. We are complete, we are whole. But until we have risen to the point that only God can happen as me, whatever will happen in God. Brethren, capture that thinking. Whatever will happen in God. If you come to that thinking that whatever is happening and whatever will happen in God, notice what your life will be like. Your life will be a real adventure. You will know that when I go here, I am going there because whatever is going to happen is happening as God. I can experience nature. I can love my so-called enemy, because I know that in loving that so-called enemy, it is the will of God. It is God happening. An adventure is having the courage to say that for the sake of righteousness, I'll be done. For the sake of righteousness, I'll be done. And it is that situation, that adventurous spirit of God that we in Ethereum Mission have identified, that we are at this point, where we have said that even if there is only one person in Ethereum Mission, Brother Ishmael said that even if there is only one person in Ethereum Mission, he will still stand firm by the truth he knows. So what are you standing firm for? Real adventure is when your spirit dares to be, and it is, in the face of every situation. So brethren, awaken you to experience your spirit. Awaken you to experience the God that is living this life as you. Your pain, your past situations do not define you. In Jeremiah 1:5, God said that before I formed thee in the womb, I knew thee. And I had ordained you prophet unto nations. So, before you were formed, life knew you. And life had ordained you even before you were given birth to as prophets of nations. And no wonder, as a prophet of nations, everything was provided for you even before you needed it. So, let us contemplate on this adventure. You take in a deep breath. Notice from the very beginning, that sperm that met with that egg to create you. Notice you in your mother's womb at that point where you did not know whether you were going to come or you're not going to come here on earth, but you trusted a certain life. That was real adventure. Notice that moment, that your adventure, real adventure, is not outside of you, but it starts from within you. When you have noticed and felt this adventurous spirit of God that was seeking to burst out as you from the very beginning, then you will know that you can only live this life to win. You can only live this life as a winner and not a loser. So, you are here in this life for a spiritual adventure. Yes, to exercise your muscles of love, your muscles of joy, your muscles of creativity. Your up and down moments do not define you. Your uncertainties do not define you. Your moments of weakness, your lack of knowledge, your disease, your failed marriage, your failed exams, your disability, your broken relationships, your rape incidents. They are all seeking to help you tell a story, an adventurous story, a story that will inspire generations, a story that will bring impact to life. So when you realize that everything around me is God, everything around me is seeking to bask and help me experience God, then, brethren, you are living the truest adventure there is. Because if you want life to be sweet, how would you know the taste of sweet if you do not know bitter? We have defined life as bitter and sweet, but God knows, or life knows itself as happening. So for you to experience this adventure of life, know that your bittersweet moments are all part of the story. A little more adventure to challenge you. A little more adventure to push you beyond your threshold, your physical threshold. Ethereum Mission is undertaking a health reset where we are resetting our physical bodies, and there have been massive, in quotes, miracles that have happened. People with diabetes have reported cases of, their sugar levels going down drastically. And this is an adventure because it's unusual. It's a daring experience. We are daring our bodies to experience health. What are you daring your spirit to experience? Because whatever you dare your spirit to experience is that you are going to experience the adventure of that outwardly. You are going to experience the adventure of that outwardly. So life has ordained you as a helper of generations. You are not normal. God is calling you to experience the greatness of your soul. So begin to embrace it. And remember that the greatest adventure there is in touching the life of another. The greatest adventure there is not to say that life is short, so I'm going to party all night long. Even in your partying, it's your partying helping life. It's your partying promoting life. It's your partying adding and touching life. That is the greatest adventure there is. Brethren, and this greatest adventure is what I call the spiritual adventure. A little more of the spiritual adventure, and our lives will never be the same. I pray that my life has been able to touch a part of you. That is the adventure I sought to put myself through today. The adventure of coming onto this wonderful platform to share the wisdom of God that seeks to flow through me. Brethren, we'll continue this wonderful series, A Little More Adventure, next week as we tackle the courage to love and to create. The courage to love and to create. Still under A Little More Adventure, we are going to look at the courage to love and to create. So, this is Ethereum Mission, the Church for Spiritual Empowerment. We come to you on this platform, Akontifo Radio, and we are live on Facebook as well. This and every Tuesday and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. prompt. So, brethren, this has been A Little More Adventure. My name is Philippa Arthur. If you seek to experience more of Ethereum Mission, you can call the following numbers: 0264 177 633, 0548 177 633. These numbers are numbers to our local branch or our Ghana branch in Accra. And if you want to support us, these are our WhatsApp numbers. They are also on mobile money. You can donate to us so that we keep enriching you with these wonderful life lessons. We appreciate your support each and every day. If you are in Kumasi, you are not left out. We have a fellowship at the Deba Port Hotel behind Dr. Badu in Adiambra. And the contact number to call is 0561 166 331, 0561 166 331. And in Takoradi, we are located at the Davis Street in the Anaji Estate. We are located on the Davis Street in the Anaji Estate. And the numbers to call is 0561 166 330, 0561 166 330. If you're in the UK, we have a branch at 58 Orange Park Avenue in Mitcham, Surrey. The postcode is CR4 2DG and the phone number is 0208 646 6129. We are in this life to create our souls, and the good that I am seeking to promote the good that you are, and the good that you are seeking to promote the good that I am, is all we are here for. To become catalysts, activating the good and the divine in ourselves. On that note, this has been the hour of empowerment with the Ethereum Mission. God bless you.
God bless you. Uncertain, no why, and little more adventure. According to Philippa, whatever is happening will happen in God. Join us by sending your contributions and questions on Facebook if you are watching us live, or on our site according to Pure Radio. You equally have the opportunity to call us if you are outside of the United States and get us on 00440 2081 4880. I repeat, 00440 088 and in the US. And also call us on 001 and our sister will take you to the Hello, Philippa. Hello. So the topic is a little more adventure, and the speaker has been Sister Philippa Arthur. We have some questions for her, and we are trying to link up with her. Hello, Philippa. Hello. Hello, Philippa. This hour of awakening and empowerment is brought to you by Ethereum Mission International, the Church for Spiritual Empowerment. We come your way every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Ghanaian time, right here on A24 Radio. Hello, Philippa.
Hello, Dorcas.
Great. So we have some questions for you. We will read them out, then you can answer them in any order you want. But we will appreciate if they are all answered. So the first one is, should one create any boundaries in this adventure? Should one create any boundaries in this adventure? The second question is that, what is the role of the senses in this adventure? What is the role of the senses adventure? The last but why should we bless our enemies, love and bless them, for them to get the strength to help us and not to bind them with a cancel? Hello?
Hello, Dorcas.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the line was breaking a bit.
Okay, so how many of the questions did you get?
I think I got the first one, and then the second.
Great. So the third one is more or less like statements and a kind of question. An anonymous text, but the person is confused. And I'm quoting. He says that, why should you bless and love your enemies? For them to get the strength to hurt you more, instead of binding them for you to feel free. Please, did you get that? Hello? We are trying to link up with Philippa. We are having some few technical challenges. I'm sure she will deal with it when she gets through to us. So this has been... Hello, Philippa?
Yes, Dorcas, I can hear you.
Did you get a third question, please?
No, please.
Okay, so the third question is, why should an enemy someone you be fed for the person to get the strength that you instead of binding the person for you to feel free?
Okay.
Yes, so
from the third question. I take it from the third question upwards. So, like I said, binding your enemies is common. It's the usual thing to do. And you see, what the world doesn't realize is that the more you bind your enemies, you are binding yourself. I mean, you ask yourself, when you are binding your own enemy, in what emotional state are you? In what mental state are you? You see, it looks like you are doing something to the enemy. But what in actual fact you are doing is you are reducing you further. Because as you are binding and you are saying all those things, you are saying that from you, and you are going to experience it. It's like you throw the ball, it comes, it hits you back. So the confusion of the world is that they think that when they bind their enemies, they are actually binding the so-called enemy. What they don't know is that they are binding themselves. So if you think that in binding the enemy, you are weakening the enemy, please rethink. That is why this particular topic came, that we need an unusual experience when it comes to our spirits. And if we are here to exercise our spiritual muscles of love, if you believe that you are loved, nothing can conquer love. So if they are hitting you with hatred, why not love? And if this person is a Christian, the Master Jesus, Yeshua, taught us, and I read it from Matthew 5:43 to 44, that bless those who curse you, unless this person is not a Christian. And even if the person is not a Christian, the truth is that what you think, you become. What you feel, you are. So if the person is feeling hatred and is thinking that he's cursing an enemy, what the person doesn't know is that the person is his or her own enemy. You are the enemy itself. There's no enemy outside of you. Your bad feeling, your negative emotion at that point is the enemy. And you need to win the battle of your spirit, or you need to win the battle with love. What more than love? So if she is asking that why should we not bind our enemies, I am also asking, why should you? Then the second question is, Dorcas, if you don't mind repeating it for me.
The second question, right? It was talking about the senses, how we can use our senses, or was that the first question?
Okay, so the person is asking what role play in this.
Yes.
Great. So your senses make or unmake you. They limit us sometimes. So your experience, your current situation, your senses define it as good, as bad. So everything we're experiencing is defining, or our senses are defining that to us. But when we get to that point where we want to experience God, we realize that God is happening as our senses. So our senses must not rule us, we must rule the senses. So in ruling the senses, you have come to that place of adventure. Because then now you are creating with life, you are one with life, and you are moving or living adventurously with life. So when you want to experience the adventure of loving someone, and your sense of, your senses are telling you that don't, then you know that your senses must not rule you, but you must rule your senses, and then you align yourself with the greater good that your senses are seeking to express. What we don't know mostly is that our senses are there, or they give us certain information, and they have deep reasons or deeper reasons for their expression. So we need to find out, we need to contemplate on what exactly the information the sense is giving me wants to teach me. And when we have come to the root, or what exactly that sense wants to teach us, then and only then can we fully participate in this wonderful adventure called life, and will not be defined by the things that life does for us, or does or brings to us. So somebody hates you and you feel like you need to hate the person back. When you question your senses, and then you have come to understand what exactly they are seeking to communicate, then you can live the adventure of loving the person and being at peace or at one with that person. So the senses have a role to play in this, but you must also awaken to, taming, or not taming, but training the senses. And it takes a lot of exercise to do that. And in Ethereum Mission, we are lucky to say that we are masters of training the senses. I mean, Essential Life Education is a whole course that is bent on training the senses and being in dominion with your senses, so that you can experience the true adventure we are talking of with this teaching. Then the first question was, hello, Dorcas?
Yes, the first question. Okay, so the first question says that, should one create any boundaries in this adventure? Should there be any boundaries? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I wish the person could explain what she means by boundaries in this adventure. I wish the person could explain it. But when you talk of, can you hear me?
From my understanding, the person wants to follow their limits to this adventure.
Well, I was speaking of spiritual adventure. And if we are seeking to have spiritual adventure in God, then there's no limit in God. Like I said, spirit is boundless, spirit is expressive. Spirit, with or without form, seeks to express. So if we are seeking to have that experience, that unusual experience where we are exercising our spirits of love, of creativity, of peace, then there's no limit. There's no boundary to that thing, that expression, or that desire to have that sort of adventure. There's no boundary in spirit, or with spirit there's no boundary. You can only open yourself as a channel for spirit to express through you. You can only open yourself and the potentials or the possibilities are endless. Those who have availed themselves to this kind of adventure or to this kind of experience have experienced, in quotes, miracles in different forms. And there's no boundary to spirit. That $1 billion idea or $1 million business idea can potentially become the biggest or come to reality, because you are experiencing or you are aligning yourself with spirit, which is boundless.
Great. So my personal question. You said that we can control our senses. I want to find out, do we work with them or can we control them?
We work with them. If man, created in the image and likeness of God, was said to have dominion, to replenish the earth, to subdue it, then man has the ability to subdue, to have dominion over that which is part of it. So if your senses are part of life, we cannot destroy our senses. We cannot destroy our senses. We can only live with our senses. We can only bring the senses to have dominion. We can have dominion over our senses. We can live with the senses and create with the senses and be one with the senses. The senses is God. Like I said, everything is an expression of God. They seek to teach you something. That is why they are there. Your sense of sight, your sense of taste, your sense of smell, your sense of feeling, they are all there. Your sense of hearing, they are all there to teach you something. Somebody is sharper in the ears. Somebody is sharper by the sight. When you identify your senses are, your dominant senses are, you would know how to operate with them. So this whole life is about identifying, like I said, knowing who you are. And knowing who you are is knowing who you are in your senses, knowing who you are in your gender, and knowing who you are in your persona. Where in your gender means knowing who you are as a male, female being. Created he them male, female. Knowing who you are in your persona is knowing the very spirit of God, like the fruits of the spirits that indwell you. Knowing who you are in your senses is knowing your dominant senses and knowing how they operate, how they speak to you. Because trust me, if your dominant sense is hearing, when somebody says something to you, you can easily be angry. You can easily be angry about it, or you can easily be calm about it. So if your sense of sight worries you, you can easily be promiscuous, or you can easily not be promiscuous. So it's just a matter of controlling and being in line, bringing the senses to understand that, hey, we are here to fulfill a purpose. And for this purpose, I need you. And if I need you, you are actually in control. You are controlling, you are in dominion with your senses, but we cannot destroy it. If you destroy the senses, your senses, you've destroyed a huge part of you. In fact, you've destroyed your entire self. So you cannot destroy it. You can only be it. But in being it, you are actually in dominion, subduing it, replenishing, and multiplying with it.
Great.
Yes.
My question was that, do we work with it or can we control it? So that was it, but don't worry, it has been answered, your explanation. Anonymous tester, an Ethereum, he says, and I quote, "We have physical boundaries in this adventure since we can't be physically everywhere at the same time. But with our thoughts, can we love from afar?" Let me repeat it. We have physical boundaries in this adventure since we can't be physically everywhere at the same time. But with our own thoughts, we can love from afar. So truly, in the adventure of life, there are no limits. Do you agree?
Do I agree with the adventure of life? Dorcas?
Do you agree with the statement?
That in the adventure of life, there are no limits?
Yes.
Yes, in the true adventure of life, there are no limits.
Great. Let's acknowledge some views on Facebook, our viewers on Facebook. We have Hamid Islam. He says, "Thanks for this broadcast. Much love." We have Joe Nettie. He said, "Let's go." And he has a lot of love emojis for you. We have Papa Smiley, he enjoyed the song, and he says that all of life working for our highest good. What makes it difficult to see life that way? Okay, so it was a question. So he's saying that all of life working for our highest good. What makes it difficult to see life that way? Do you have an answer for him?
Yes, we have lost touch with who we are as spirits, and because of that sense of loss, we describe ourselves with whatever information that our senses give to us again. So whatever we are describing ourselves with our current situations, and our current situations are only part of the adventure of life that is seeking to take us to another experience of itself, but we end up allowing it to circumscribe us and define us. So we've lost touch, and we don't see life as a reflection of God. Life has become a reflection of our past pain and experiences, when indeed life should be a reflection of God. The way the elements express life should be just like that. So yes, that's it. We've forgotten our essence as spirit, and that is why in Ethereum Mission we teach you spirits, who you are as spirit, and we seek to spiritually empower you to come back to that awareness.
Beautiful. Again, to say we're using that song. The song we played earlier. We'll be using it as a signature tune from now until you bring us another inspiring one. That's to you. So unless you bring us another one, we will continue using that. Jonette says, "My love with the Jews." Wow, love with the Jews. Anyway, so others were complaining about the sound, and I think it has been rectified. We have Kofi K. Saxon, we have Linford Lamte, and others watching. Linford Lamte says, "The love you demonstrate is yours to keep and be strengthened. Be like the sun and shine, and not judgmental of others' action. They will grow eventually and will be thankful later for your unwavering love." In a nutshell, in a sentence or two, what do you leave with us?
What I leave with you is whatever will happen in God. Just have that thinking. Contemplate on it, reflect on it. And whatever you go through is happening in God. Whatever will happen in God. So live life. Live life expressing God to the fullest. And remember that the greatest adventure there is in touching the soul of another. So go out, express your life, but make sure that your life touches that of another. God bless you.
God bless you. There is this statement by an anonymous Etherean, and he says, "We are defined by our source, but we are shaped by our experiences." Do you agree?
Yes. What was the first part of it? I didn't hear that.
We are defined by our source, but we are shaped by our experiences.
Yes.
Comes back again to say, God in the storm of the ocean is the same God in the storms of your life.
Exactly. Very true.
That's the location of it. Wrap up.
Ethereum Mission in Ghana is located on the General Ankara Highway next to the Goil filling station at Sakamanakra. You can call our phone numbers, we can give you directions: 0264 177 633, 0548 177 633. And in Takrade, we are located on the Davis Street in the Anaji Estate, and the telephone number is 0561 166 330. In Kumasi, we fellowship at the Derba Court Hotel, and the Derba Court Hotel is behind Dr. Badu in Adiambra. And the contact number is 0561 166 331. We are also in the UK, and our branch is at 58 Gorange Park Avenue, Mitcham, Surrey. And the postcode is CR42DG, and the phone number is 0208 646 6129. It's been a wonderful week, a wonderful session. We come back again next week, Tuesday, continuing a little more adventure. This time, we are tackling the courage to love and the courage to create.
Great. We are pleased to have you on the program. And as for your song, that will be our signature, like we said. So enjoy. Bye.
Father, Mother God, lift my vision beyond duality and seeming opposites to that sacred vision of your one and indivisible self. Oh God, grant me the blessed vision that sees only your divine presence in and through all of life. You are the only power without opposite. There is nothing else besides you. You encompass the earth, the solar and other starry systems and galaxies. You alone are God. To you I surrender always, and from you I draw my power. So now, my spirit rises with the spirit of life, and the sound of my voice echoes in the hearts of all men.